God bless. I want to give honor to God, who is the head over my life. So, I want to talk about a woman named Helga, and the Lord laid this in my spirit, and He said, "Share this with my people." So, I'm about to share this with the people of God. Pressure demands expectations and tasks pushed from all sides and assault our schedules. Do this, be there, finish that call. Them. Everyone seems to want something from us family, friends, employers, school, church, clubs. Soon we have little left to give. As we run out of energy and time, we find ourselves rushing through life, attending to the necessary, the immediate, and the urgent. The important is all too often left in the dust. Our problem is not the volume of demand or lack of scheduling skills, but values what is truly important to us. Our value and priorities are reflected in how we use our resources, time, money, strength, and talents. Often, our actions believe our words. We say God is number one, but then we relegate Him to less number on our to-do list. 25 centuries ago, a voice was heard calling men and women to the right priorities. Helga knew that was important and what we had to be done. He challenged God's people to respond. The army of Babylon had destroyed the temple in Jerusalem, God's house, the symbol of his presence. King Cyrus decreed that Jews could return to their beloved city and rebuild the temple, so they traveled to Jerusalem and began to work. But when they forgot their purpose and lost their priority as opposition and apathy brought the work to stand still. Then Helga spoke to God, calling them back to God's value. Is it a time for yourself to be living in your paneled houses while the house remains a ruin? Go to Helga 1 through 4. The people were more concerned about their own needs than with doing God's will, and as a result, they suffered. Then Helga called them to action. This is what the Lord Almighty says: Give careful thought to your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring down timber and build my house, so that I may take pleasure in it and be honored, says the Lord. And God's message through his servant Helga became the catalyst of finishing the work. Although Helga is a small book, it is filled with challenges and promise remaining us of God's claim on our lives and our priorities. Are you read Helga's imaged him walking the streets, an ally of Jerusalem, urging the people to go back to doing God's work? And listen to Helga speaking to you, urging you to record your priorities in ordinance with God. Will, what was God told? What has God told you to do? Put all else aside and obey Him. And this Helga was a callous to finishing God's work, a callous so that if the people of God went astray, she was a callous to bring them back to their priorities, which is to bring peace into a nation. Okay, so Helga worked as a callous for a nation to bring them peace. Okay, so that they would not fall short of the glory of God. Okay, another thing that Helga was trying to do was she was not trying to get a city, but trying to get a nation, okay, to help rebuild the temple, to help restore the land, okay. It doesn't take one person to do these things, but it takes a whole nation to build up land. If you begin to look in the government system and you see that nothing's being done, then as a nation, you try to build your nation up as the people of God to restore the foundation that was lost. And this was Helga's job. Her job was to make sure that the people of God would not go astray, that it would be a journey of peace, that people would walk in love, that children would see the next generation. Okay. Um, so this was the story of Helga and what her job was to do for a nation. God bless.